Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got to.
And welcome back to our final matchup of the day. I am JustWolf, joined by the wonderful, the one and only
Kingfisher himself. Yeah, gotta make sure it finishes there. Can't have anyone mispronouncing this name. But we are finally getting into game. Sorry about the long wait, everybody. A few technical difficulties, but we've never let that hold us back, and we are not gonna start now. Looking at these team comps, though, didn't get any time to talk about it. Horus, Nox, Hou-Yi, Chiron, Chulainn, Atlas. Two very different team comps in what they want to do. What are your thoughts on how this is gonna play out?
I'm looking at the amount of disruption and area denial from the Quadratic team. They have an Atlas which allows them a lot of you can literally pick up and throw around gods, as well as also throwing out his big orb and denying that area.
Yeah, it definitely should have a lot of area control. And I'm a little bit surprised by the use of Nox on this Pile of Laundry team. Normally you see that paired up with somebody that can just either has a huge burst ability or a lot of sustained damage. They can really whittle down those people that she roots. But the Hou-Yi certainly does have a lot of damage, maybe not as quickly as some would want it. And furthermore, taking Hou-Yi away from Demibro, always a good idea. He went really, really well on it in his first game. Kind of trying to limit him there. Maybe that's why he did choose to go onto the Chiron. But I guess that's all speculation. We're going to have to wait and see how Demi performs on a different ADC here.
Yeah, the Laundry team shouts lockdown. You get locked down by the Nox, you get locked down by the Horus, and then you get comboed by the Hou-Yi, and you're just instantly deleted. So we'll see if they're able to pull off that sort of combo.
Yeah, and speaking of deleted, Quadratic is having a little bit more poke onto a Pile of Laundry. Ooh, speaking of poke, might be looking for a body. Big Atlas pull.
That pull was so huge. Hou-Yi just pops Chulainn. Sustain coming out of Horus as Nox locks down the Chulainn again. Big ult coming out, knocking up everyone. Giddy up, throws back the Horus right to BurpleNurple. Good on him to follow up on that. Really clean stuff coming out of Demi and Burple.
Yeah, and beads are going to follow from the Hou-Yi as well. That was kind of one of our concerns. I think Quadratic has a lot more engage, like you said, a lot more AoE control than Pile of Laundry does as a pause comes out. But yeah, with Pile of Laundry, Nox, and I think Horus in particular, you really got to be a lot less safe with your CC and with your engage. So Pile of Laundry, you're going to have to be extremely smart. But while we are on this pause, do you want to talk about the bans real quick?
Yeah, Achilles, Menace we've seen all game. Eset was a target ban. DarkeFoxWolf popped off on that. Yamoja always a threat with her Ripper's Rebuke. Artemis, an ever present threat. Once she gets to late game, she absolutely shreds. I actually believe we've seen every single one of these gods played. So all of these gods have been big players today.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing an AMC, but there were a few games. I wasn't casting, so definitely could have missed it or not looking at something the right way. Luckily, though, that pause is going to be over super quick, and now Quadratic have about a 500 gold lead. We've talked about how hard it is to maintain a lead in Joust. It's kind of a conundrum. It's really easy to snowball. Kind of hard to maintain a lead, though. There's just so little farm in areas where you can really exert your will on this map. So it all comes through team fighting. And Quadratics, I think we've seen from their past games, are excellent at team fighting.
Yeah, you have to be really efficient in your team fight to be able to get the most out of Joust, I believe. Nox just kind of standing there. I don't know if she's trying to catch somebody out. Oh, exactly what she was trying to do. And there's that lockdown, just not enough follow-up damage yet. I mean,
Yep.
SrgtKiller only level 5 though, so that's completely understandable.
Yeah, definitely. And now Chulainn trying to wrestle back this red buff. You see, this is always one of the few points that is really, really content. Oh, red buff to the Nox. That's not what you love to see.
Yeah, not particularly. Ult's coming out from Xing and Chulainn. A big pull out of Atlas, but didn't really get anything out of it though. Nox is rather low, so she might have to back soon. But not a whole lot happening outside of this blue invade.
Yeah, that was a curious use of the Hou ultimate. Maybe I missed something. Maybe it missed. Like, it looked to me like he kind of just threw 9 suns down on a random patch of grass. But
you know,
oh yeah, sorry.
Maybe it was. He's just like, I really don't like this patch of grass. I feel it. I respect it.
I mean, when you don't have a lawnmower, you do what you gotta do. But I'm thinking, honestly, it might have been maybe a miscommunication, as we see kind of all of the ultimates from the pile of laundry are down. Horus ult's down. Horus ult just might not have his leveled. His little diamond hasn't moved. But yeah, Nox ult was used as well, so I'm expecting just a little miscommunication. I think pile of laundry's only been in 2 games so far, so maybe still ironing out some of the kinks, and now Atlas just gonna wait zone off the wave, maybe gives the stacks over to his buddies.
Yeah, and that's what's really impressive about this team. You know, we say miscommunication, but like today is the first time these teams have played together, most likely. So the fact that they've made it this far really shows how talented and how the players are, and how quickly they've learned to work together with each other, because these teams were completely randomized. Everyone that signed up was assigned random teams. So really a testament to the skill of both these teams.
Yeah, and I do love the random teams. Everybody in this community is always super nice, so any chance you get to meet more people, definitely should take it. Speaking of meeting more people, Horus meets 3. It's a little bit of poke.
Yeah, Horus dashed in, but there really wasn't a whole lot of follow. I mean, he dashed in 1v3, and his Nox and Hou just kind of had to sit back and like, hope you don't die, Chief. You know, kind of rough to watch. You hate to see it, but he made it out, so it's all good. Big pull though, pulling it back right into the sun. Atlas ult is coming out and shredding their protections. Demibro also firing the ult, but not quite finding the damage, unfortunately. All ult expended, except for the Chulainn ult from the Chaos team Quadratics. And as for the pile of laundry, also expending all of their ults. So only Chulainn with his ult left.
And he did, I think, change forms and lose.
Yes, unfortunate. You hate to see it.
Hate to see it indeed, but luckily, I think this game more than any others, there aren't any gods here whose ultimates are completely part of their kits. All these gods, I think, can still shine without an ult. So maybe this one less than others. I know a lot of games, we've seen stuff completely revolve around ultimates like Emoja, Baron Samedi Life of the Parties, things like that. So I think this game, these teams are going to be a lot more flexible on when and where they're going to engage.
Yeah, you say that now, but wait till Horus slam dunks the enemy Titan. As BurpleNurple actually falls due to the lockdown. As I said, they're just able to keep him CC locked as SrgtKillerSpark just chips away at him. He's hit level 9, he's stacking his Transcendence, so he's not on the biggest power spike, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
You hold anyone down long enough, and
they'll
they'll
die
fall eventually.
Right, exactly. Who needs to slam dunk on a Titan when you can slam dunk on Chulainn? Falls for his first death. But luckily, that is going to get him back to base, get him Manticore Spikes. That's an item we've been seeing a ton of lately. See 2 in this game. And another one going into what I'd assume to be the Manticore Spikes also might be the Fabulous Hoops. You know, that's a favorite item of mine. I love it. Horus has a decent heal, and I could realistically see that. But I think second Manticore Spikes is probably the way he'll go.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Horus has a lot of good CCs, able to proc that spike really well. Should be interesting. We've seen a lot of that item today. as who you jumped forced out. Horus misses his dash, which is rather unfortunate. But, doesn't look like he's going to be too punished, but just poked out a little bit. Big knock silence as Suns are dropped in. The Gamma Burst from Atlas also going to come down. These ults are being traded, but not a lot is coming out of these. Still 1-1 as Demibro goes into Centaurus, isn't able to finish the kill. These teams just keep trading ults and not really finding much.
And that Nox played that incredibly well. Horus got out of position, got close enough so he could dive on them with the heal, and then popped the shell as well, keeping DarkeFox alive. Sure to be thankful for that one. I'm just curious, when there's a lull in the action, can we see Horus? I legitimately think Horus does not have their ult.
Yeah, I don't think she does.
I mean, to be fair, I think that maybe a smart... Yep, no, she is not. Maybe a smart move. I don't know how much value that has in this game mode. But yeah, no to the skies yet. Fighting over a red buff gonna commence another really big 3v3 here. Who's gonna come out on top? Ooh.
Looks like the pile of laundry is a little poked out. You know, who either main damage dealer is low and forced to back. So Quadratic will end up taking this red buff. Atlas is just on harass duty. He's lifting up the Nox. You know, throwing people around. This god is so obnoxious. This is exactly what he does best, just displacing people over and over and over again.
I really do for the most obnoxious. Gotta love it. Speaking of displacing Ho, you're gonna get carried out. That 9 Sun's not gonna find very much value at all. Speaking of value, Atlas dropping really low. Cleansed by Chiron though. And he gets out. What a unit.
Yeah, that's just the story of this game. Just nobody dies. I mean, only one death from each team. These teams are playing very cautiously. It looks very scrappy, but the teams are doing everything they can to stay alive. I mean, Huyi nails his stun to be able to get away from the Cabrakan. Well played by SrgtKillerSpark again.
Yeah, and I'm always really surprised to see, like you said with the kills, I think there's always such a big difference between places like the SPL where you'll have like maybe 10 kills in a game sometimes, and then some of these games which you can go easily up to 30s and 40s per team. The fact that they're condensed into one lane, 11 minutes in and only 2 kills is insane. I think, like you said, looks kind of scrappy, but both teams definitely taking their time, seeing what's working, seeing what's not, and I guess the Manticore spikes must be working. Never ceases to amaze me how many of those we see.
Yeah, not only is the passive really good, it gives you a lot of protections. Just the, it's just a efficient stat stick, even if you took away the passive. And for the amount of gold it costs, I believe it's only 2,200 gold. It's really not that much.
Yeah, definitely not. One of the cheaper items for sure, especially on physical characters. I know mage characters got that flat pen reduction lately. I'd be interested to see if Nox gets any flat pen items, but looks to be going mainly tanky. No hybrid builds here from P.O.L.
Yeah.
Oh, triple bounce to hit the Atlas. What a play.
Yeah. Wow. You always love to see the triple bounce. It's one of the most flashy moves you can see. Chulainn is engaging, but he is getting shoved down. The Suns are out, but they don't seem to really be having too much of an effect. As I say that, Chulainn is getting shredded. The Nox is able to finish off poor BurpleNurple. FPS, well done to him. Horus being pulled into the tower. He's able to escape though. Dash to his friend. Get out. Was that beads from the Atlas?
Beads
Yeah,
from the
it
Atlas?
looks like he has beads.
He does have beads. I thought it would be a Chiron cleanse. Oh, well, there's some beads. And a kill. Wow.
Wow. Low HP. What a play. SrgtKillerSpark would not back down. Well done, sir.
Gotta give props to SrgtKillerSpark. That is 2 kills, 17, almost 18,000 player damage. I was about to get on him from Some of the 9 stuns maybe not hitting the mark, seeing a big impact. Who needs the impact from the ultimate? The autos are hitting and the autos are chunking. Gonna go massive for his team right now. And good thing is, the Nox and the Horus haven't done a ton of damage. No damaging items. Horus sitting at 5,000. Nox a little higher, mid-pack from Quadratic. And speaking of Quadratic, we need to see Demibro pumping those damage numbers up. He's been instrumental in every win so far. If they want to win against P.O.L Laundries, Demis need to go massive, and everything I've seen tells me he is going to go massive. He always does.
That is the Demibro special. It specifically says going massive.
If he doesn't change his like Smite status to that after this game, I'll be mad. Massive knock.
Triple pull. Stuns drop. Atlas ult drop, but Order side team is getting absolutely chunked. SrgtSpark, who has been huge in these team fights, falling. We'll see what happens. There's the two of this guy. Finally avoiding that DarkeFoxWolf. She barely got out. Wow.
Yeah, excellent timing by DarkeFoxWolf to know, A, to pop it to get out of there, and B, knowing exactly when both of them were less than 500 health, so really good timing. Now
yes.
Here's the issue. With the ADC dead, Quadratic now can step onto this full Demon King. It's a Nox and a Horus, neither of which have all. There is, I say, about 0 chance of a steal here from Quadratic. Or, P.O.L Laundry, excuse me.
Yeah, good call by the Quadratic team. Just knowing we got the damage, let's go take the objective. There's no way they can really contest or steal this, so, you know, this might be the first real big opening they've had to break this game open into their favor, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tricky part, not much of an opening. There still is a 3v3. I think it might be a 3v2. Chulainn getting rocked. But yeah, Quadratic need to be careful about getting too aggressive on that tier 1. Still really good chance of defense. This Nox is making things happen.
Yeah, exactly as I said in the pre-game. Just the amount of lockdown from Nox and Horus is coming up huge. As Nox ult comes out, Chulainn pushes her into the tower. It looks like she will fall to the tower shot. Demibro with the giddy up, pushing them back into tower. Beats out of the Hu Yi. Looks like, oh, he's able to trade his life out again. SrgtKiller just keeps saying, nah, I'm not dying. And if I am, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, that's exactly the trade they needed. Now, very little chance of getting this tier 1 tower down, as it's only frozen for another, let's say 15 seconds or so. Speaking of frozen, Horus frozen all the way back to the grave. DarkeFoxWolf falls. The damage might already be done with minions pushing in. It doesn't matter that the tower's alive. The tower is gonna fall. First real lead of the game goes over to Quadratic.
Yeah, that was exactly what they needed to do to utilize their Bull Demon King buff. They took SrgtKillerSpark off the map. They may have traded Demibro out for it, but it seems like SrgtKillerSpark has been the big player in these team fights. Huge damage from the Suns. He really is the main source of damage from the P.O.L Laundry team. So remove him from the map and then proceed to win the team fight seems to be how the Quadratic plan of attack.
Yeah, might not be able to keep going with that plan a lot longer. We are seeing some damage items start to come out. What I'd assume is a Brawler's Beat Stick here from the Horus. Gonna get some anti-heal online. Nox has gone to the Divine Ruin as well, so a little bit of that flat pen reduced cost makes it a little bit more attractive to supports, I guess. And the one thing I like looking at, the ADC builds are very different at this point. Chiron opted for a Jotun's Wrath and a Heartseeker, now finally building into the Executioner. There's a lot more attack speed from the Hu Yi, has Kin Size, Odibo, and the Ferocious Executioner. It's a little weird though, built 4th item, he may have some trouble stacking that up.
I wonder if Demibro is going to go the heavy Executioner with the build that he's currently. That might really be his play. He has a lot of ability damage. As Atlas is locked down again, Suns come out. but he's still going to look to run at this Nox, picking her up. Ultimate is coming out.
That was
Centaurus takes out SrgtKillerSpark. This has been their go button previously, so let's see if... Yep, it looks like they popped the sprint. They want to chase down, pulling the Horus. They're looking to chase down P.O.L Laundry.
rubbing
It
low,
looks-
though. May not get it.
Yeah. Yeah, good dash from the Horus to get out, but I'm not sure they'll be able to buy enough space to save this Phoenix. SrgtKillerSpark isn't up for another 24. If they kill, do they just end here? It looks like they're about to
We're
finish.
gonna try. If they kill Horus, I think it might be game. They kill
Yeah,
Horus.
I was gonna say, there's no way he can get away from that Atlas.
Yeah, I feel you at least try here. I don't think this
They've got it. This is an end.
Wow, that might be the quickest game we've seen of the day. Quadratic. Take game number 1. Don't worry, it's not over. Just a reminder, this is a best of 3. So yeah, Quadratic take game number 1. Wow, that was quick. I don't even know what to say about that. That was really quick.
Well, as I said, SrgtKillerSpark was doing a lot. We kept mentioning his name. I believe he was, maybe undying or just one death up until the very end. But then he was killed off a couple of times, and then that just completely swung the team fight. The first time they were able to take the Bull Demon King, and then they were able to take Phoenix. So, really nice display of knowing the enemy's team's win condition and then monopolizing, capitalizing rather, off of taking him off the map. Really good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought at the start of that, P.O.L Laundry was looking really good. The lockdown from the Nox and the Horus was really powerful. Spark was capitalizing on it well. But the longer the game goes, Quadratic's adapted really well. The Chulainn, I think especially, did an incredible job. Like, last game he was able to pre-beads in that last fight to make sure he would have that lockdown onto the Hou-Yi, doing exactly what he needs to put them behind. But yeah, I think in game 2, is there anything different you think we're going to see from P.O.L Laundry? Any pace changes or any big gods that we're going to see in or out?
Maybe they change up their strategy of just trying to lock down a single player, because everyone was putting in work from the Chaos side team, and I mean, especially in Joust, we've seen throughout most of the day this combination of a warrior, a guardian, and then one squishy. And unless you're really locking down that squishy, it's gonna be hard to kill the target if you're just locking down one player. So maybe drafting a more team fight oriented draft, I think, for the P.O.L Laundry.
Yeah, definitely should. Maybe relying a little too heavily on SrgtKillerSpark. Worked in their first game, but I'll be excited to see any additions or subtractions they make. With that being said, gonna throw it to a short break before we get into game 2 here. Don't go anywhere. Coming right back with the finals.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Again, it is me, JoyWolf, and Kingfisher here for the second game of the finals of the Smite Draft League Joust tournament.
Yeah, glad to be back. Sorry again about making you all wait so long. I know how anticipated this is. But I was right. It was a Chulainn ban. Just want to say I'm a genius for that. But looking at these teams, two really, really different playstyles. We got double ADC with the Guardian for Quadratic. On the other side, 2 warriors and a mage. Is there one of these you're kind of leaning towards that you think is going to be better than the other one?
The amount of I've been really impressed with Baron Samedi all day, so I'm curious to see how well SrgtKillerSpark will be able to pull off these life of the parties. If he's able to execute those well and get good pulls, I think that that'll be a huge boon to the P.O.L Laundry team.
Definitely should. I think I'm also looking at P.O.L Laundry simply for the fact Bellona and Nike into ADC is not a good matchup for the ADC. There's disarms, can block some of the auto attacks. If they play this right, it's going to be insanely hard for Quadratic to find any value. Might have Nike dead, but no. Able to get away. DarkeFoxWolf needs to be careful. I don't think she has any healing potions either, unless I just missaw.
That was incredible by BurpleNurple to stand on the blue buff, forcing the Nike around and into a bad position just to pick up the blue. Really effective use of his body to force the Nike out into a bad position.
Yeah, definitely good micro plays by the one and only the Burple that is Nurple. Now Bellona going in, Nike going in too. This early game warrior, oh, that's
unfortunate. You hate to see that as a Baron Samedi. Bit of a missed ult there. Xing Tian able to just jump out.
Yeah, maybe miscalculated how far they were. Regardless, so I do really like seeing the aggression early. I think that's exactly how this team has to play, given the intricacies of like how they interact with each other. Level 5 for both the warriors. Maybe no, gonna wait it out a little bit. Maybe was expecting a Bellona ultimate there.
Yeah. Hui, the only one to be hitting 5.
Artemis has a compassion.
That looks like a support Artemis. That is very interesting.
I don't know how to react to that one. I won't
lie. A little bit starstruck by that. Perhaps I wondered if it'll do better than the support Ao Kuang we saw earlier today.
Yeah, I don't think support Ao Kuang is a play, not gonna lie. And I don't really hate the fact of having a hunter maybe build more tankier like a support. I don't think Artemis is the right one to do that. I think she has, I could be wrong, one of the lowest base health pools out of all hunters, maybe even out of all gods. And only really one ability that I think would be good for P.O.L, of course being her Caledonian Boar. The rest of them are just a buff and a root that's really easy to dodge.
I mean, you do have the slow on your arrows and your traps, so, I mean, it's not like all is lost. I'm willing to bet you she goes into the Manticore spikes. I'm willing to bet we see it again.
He also got Sunder, which is a relic I have not seen for probably close to a year. Ooh, Xing Tian all gonna take 90 into the tower. There goes the Lord.
What a combo from the side of the Quadratic. Throwing them into the Suns, followed up by the Boar. That's got to be some extensive lockdown. But P.O.L Laundry just walking out, you know, a little worse for wear. But they're still saying to fight and grab this red buff, so they're not doing too bad. They won't secure the red buff, but they're still able to contest it. So that's the important thing.
Yeah, and the Artemis did have to back, so they do have a little bit of leeway there. And you were correct, Manticore Spike's first item for an Artemis support. That is a sentence I never thought I would be saying. One I'm not totally mad to say. It could still turn out great. We don't know. I mean, I've never seen it, so I could be completely wrong.
I think it's better than it would be on the Ao Kuang. I'll give Mr. Templar that.
Definitely, and I think Templar has been playing good enough to where if there's anyone that can make it work, I think he can. I think he was really, really strong last game, and I got no reason to believe he's not going to continue that. But the enemy team's draft, I think, is extremely strong, no matter who they're playing into. P.O.L Laundry can definitely take control of this game really quickly if they play it well, and Bellona around the backside maybe looking to do just that.
Yeah, Bellona getting engaged on by the Xing Tian, being really poked out, half HP. Big whirlwind of Razor's Field throwing in the Nike, ultimates from Baron and Bellona to get out of that, but poor Nike just thrown in. She's the only one with her ult remaining. Caledonian Boar out. This Bellona's just trapped, but the Baron Samedi heal, that was huge. A lot of healing from there. Definitely expect to see some anti-heal just for that, and the Scourge autos of Bellona.
Yeah, just like you said, seeing Baron do good all day, saves the life of his Bellona there. Really interesting, that Eagles rally was used to disengage from the Tian ultimate, so Bellona maybe missing a little something on there. If she had that Eagles rally, maybe to turn that fight around. I mean, they were all grouped up. That was going to be a massive stun. But at any rate, get Ho Yi to back and now have a little bit of pressure going onto this tier 1 tower. Unfortunately, all the buffs down. Not really much they can do here.
Yeah, it's one of those classic Joust lulls that we've been talking about all day, you know? There's not really much you can do. No camps to farm, you just have to wait for the waves to crash in again. So you're kind of just waiting, poking at the enemy, just trying not to get picked yourself.
Yeah, and I think it's completely different from Conquest. Like, a whole different playstyle is really rewarded. I kind of think of it like the solo laners and the really aggressive ADCs that just fight on wave as soon as wave is gone. I see that here, another Xing Tian ult.
Yeah, this Nike has just been thrown around by Xing Tian all game. She's falling low. No real more damage coming out. Demibro, the first to fall to the Nike. Maybe throwing the Nike in just isn't the play. Maybe she's just too tanky and can do too much damage. Jumping back in at low HP is the Nike. Maybe she's not worried about all the follow-up. But shell pop by Pile of Laundry as the Baron Samedi heal again. As Templar will fall to DarkeFoxWolf as she notches her second kill of the game.
Yeah, definitely good job early by DarkeFoxWolf. Kind of thought it would be the Bellona securing the kills, but Nike certainly can step up too. Without any damage items either, went Sovereignty first item, which I think is really smart into this double Hunter comp. Even if Templar doesn't build a ton of damage, an ADC still hurts no matter what.
Agreed. And there's only one real thing wrong with the Pile of Laundry team.
Let's hear it.
They all three have Baron's Brew.
Oh, you're a Baron. Oh, Zex would be mad.
I will die on that hill that Baron's Brew is done. I do not enjoy building it. I love Baron Samedi. He's my favorite god in the game, but I do not think Baron's Brew is good.
I thought Hades was your favorite god.
Most played, but not favorite.
Okay, you know, that's fair. Also, disgusting for having Hades as a most played god. Beside Baron's Brew or not, they are bearing down. Xing Tian forced out a little bit. Yeah, no, just more pointless brawling. I mean, without those ultimate... Oh, I guess they do have ults. But in a fight where they don't use them, really hard to find leverage. Xing Tian's looking for a big one here.
Yeah, I expecting the whirlwind to come out soon.
I think he wants
There's
a
the
Baron.
knockup. Yeah, that makes the most sense. You get the damage dealer. Oh, huge ricochet from Demi. That's exactly why it was banned from him. Interesting that they waited for the Bellona. Sun's coming out. Templar will fall, but who's that? Nike's still trapped under the tower. She may fall here. That's Demibro's first kill and the first kill for the Quadratic team. But Demibro will be traded out by the Baron. I'm not sure that that was worth it.
Yeah, maybe not, but Demi, I don't think... I'm necessarily not a stranger to playing from behind, but definitely can do it. I'm a little surprised they haven't been targeting this Baron more. He has 10,500 damage. He's getting off a ton in these fights. And just kind of being allowed to use that life of a party from really far back. I thought BurpleNurple, when he went in there, was gonna ult him, but no, just rooted him and moved on to the Nike. Fair enough, though, did kill the Nike in that fight, so accomplished what they wanted to.
Perhaps he was just worried about the fact that Baron had the life of the party ultimate, that
And
therefore,
beads as well.
yes, and beads as well, allowing him CC immunity. He didn't want to. He wants to hit the Nike, who does not have that source of CC immunity in via an ult or beads. Both teams kind of just posturing now, clearing the wave. Quadratic's taking the left heartbeat camp, getting the little amount of XP and gold that allows for. Other than that, all of the farm on the map is currently down outside of the waves, so we'll see if they decide to take a team fight as those waves crash together. Red buff is spawning though, and Baron Samedi maybe not looking to take that, as Demi just instantly clears it.
Yeah,
Doing the good old hunter thing.
Did get the small minions there though, so completely makes up for the XP they got on the other side of the map. Goodness, that 50 gold would get brutal. Now more fighting under the tier 1 tower. All ults available. I'm looking for another big Whirlwind of Radiant Steel from Tian. But surprisingly, Emperor's armor coming out from the Nike. So maybe not wanting to fight under that tower. It's been a really popular item today. A little bit surprised that Quadratic haven't opted to go for it yet.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Emperor's armor, and it seems to have been paying dividends. A lot of the teams fighting under the enemy or their own towers and phoenixes, so it's been a big move to whichever team has it. Sometimes even both. Caldori Fort and the Sun's dropped by the Quadratics, but not really finding anything real with it. Nike ult is out. Sunder to counter out the Nike ult. Not sure if she was missed or what, but it doesn't seem like it hit.
Yeah, no. Nike's still
Bellona,
nothing low.
yeah. Poor Templar just being run down.
Yeah, and
Nike had so many stacks of DR, she just stepped in the trap and then immediately got out.
Exactly.
You hate to see it.
Under much duress there. And I like that Whirlwind of Radiant Steel a lot more. I know we've kind of been getting that on that one as it's such a big ult. But I think very wise there, kind of used it to disengage, fall back under their tower, and give Demibro time to rotate into that fight. It didn't work out terribly well because Templar still ended up falling, but I think a lot better job from Burple and cleaner fight overall from the Quadratics. Result still the same though. Bolt Demon King gonna fall, and that means tier 1 tower will probably be short behind it.
Yeah, looking at a little over a 2k gold lead for the P.O.L Laundry team. 1500 is about, you know, that wall where once you break past that, you would say you've got a considerable lead in Joust from what I've seen today. So P.O.L Laundry definitely with a considerable lead. I'll level up over BurpleNurple and 2 over Templar. So definitely a considerable amount. And if this tower falls, it'll just continue to grow.
Yeah, definitely. When this game started, I thought the two ADCs were going to have insane pressure. Bellona and Nike more than a match diving in again. All those expended though from Quadratics.
Yeah, Big Sun's catching all 3 players, but it is doing absolutely no damage. There is so much shielding coming out from the Order side team. Really unfortunate to see that ult just do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and I think this is what we were worried about when this game started, especially with Artemis not building damage. The pressure from these warriors is going to be so high, and they have so many disarms and shields to use on the ADCs that it's just going to be a little bit of a wash. And now in a really strong position to end. This game might be going to 1-1. I think Quadratic really has to pull something out here if they want to get this game back.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll have to do if they do turn this game around. I imagine that Artemis will be going Animosity later on, so that would definitely be a helpful item for her to pick up once she hits level 15. That's still a ways off.
Yeah, definitely is. Now Bellona being able to clear out wave. There is a 3,000 gold lead for P.O.L Laundry, and that is something we have not seen all day, especially 15 minutes in. Let's see if Bellona engages again. Eagles Rally is ready. Oh, double disarm, great start.
He's just shield bashing everyone, just using those block sacks to the most benefit to her. Sun's drop, but not a whole lot found off of it. Again, not enough damage coming out of Demi, unfortunately, to really have an impact. Whirlwind of Radiant Steel just not finding a home, and still 2 ults up from the P.O.L Laundry team. Big knockup from Tian, buying a little bit of space. Bellona still was underneath the Phoenix tanking it up, but not a whole, you know, she's under half, but not a lot of duress.
Yeah, and in my mind there is a pretty massive disconnect here between Demibro and the other 2 members on his team. mean, I think Burple and Templar are doing a really good job of coordinating with each other and using Whirlwind and Caledonian Boar at the same time to really lock down all members. But unfortunately, Demi's either too far back or maybe not getting the calls that what should be a really good opportunity to drop those 9 suns are just kind of going unchecked, and then he's used to kind of like throwing them out in a team fight. Second Manticore Spike and a third from the Nike. I'm so tired of seeing this item. It's a great item, but holy cow, there's a lot of it.
I was gonna say it is really good, so I can't blame anyone that's building it. Bellona really getting chunked out here though.
Bellona got
that was some impressive damage.
I'm not animosity frostbound Bellona. That's toxic. I love it.
She is building so much anti-hunter right now. It's really impressive that they were able to even hit her for that much damage, as P.O.L Laundry are just kind of messing up the Bull Demon King.
Quadratics can't really do anything to steal it. Tian gets there late. Props to Quadratic for still staying like competitive this long. Ooh, good 9 Sun's gonna get a little bit of poke, but the shield's gonna completely move.
Yeah, Xing jumps her down. Oh, nice throwaway with the Whirlwind of Raging Steel, but just not a lot else he could do. Their Phoenix is down. Could this be an even faster game 2?
I don't think they have no ultimates. I don't think they have enough to go onto Titan and end it. I think 100% this is a Phoenix call, and Nike already getting a little bit poked out. So much sustain though.
Yeah, they are absolutely destroying this Phoenix. It should be down rather soon. Artemis is falling low.
Got
I don't know. It's looking like it might be an end if they get the picks they want here. Templar will fall, and DarkFox will finish off that Phoenix.
Yeah, 5,000 gold in the lead. It'll be close, but I don't see a reason why they shouldn't go for it. There's one objective on the map, and it's a red buff. I really don't think they lose anything, and sure enough, they're gonna try it. Here comes Life of the Party.
Yep. Life of the Party really displacing the Xing Tian. They're just slowly chipping away. And Eagle's rally is up, and now it's down up. Xing Tian. It looks like they're gonna be able to finish this game. The Suns are dropped, but they're just not low enough. And with that, at 18 minutes and 6 seconds, the Titan falls. The comp P.O.L Laundry just outdrafted Quadratic.
I mean, I think there were 2 really big things with the comp there. I think P.O.L Laundry's comp was incredible, and I think Quadratic's comp was not very good. That Artemis did not do what she needed to, I think, in that role. And in comparison, DarkFox did incredible, got pulled by every Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, but stayed so tanky and really disrupted Demibro. Demi couldn't have much of an impact, only 17,000 damage. Still top of his team, but a far cry from what we're used to seeing from him.
DarkFox only died once. She was getting the brunt of the focus from the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, but she just didn't die. She just shrugged it off. Really good showing of how to stay alive on this Nike from DarkeFoxWolf. Credit to her. On the other hand, Templar, my guy. I don't think you should go back to the Artemis, my friend. I hate to say it, but I don't think that's the call.
I wouldn't hate the Artemis if maybe a different build path. I know, as Agent saying in chat, like, support Artemis can work. I don't know if this is necessarily the space or the comp for it, but regardless, this is a team that should bounce back and kind of expect to bounce back. I don't think they're completely out of this one, but with that being said, we'll throw it to a break while we wait for Game 3, and with all the technical issues, if it does take a while, don't worry, we are on top of it, so stay tuned, and we will be back as short as we can.
Welcome back, everyone. We are finally in to the final game of the Smite Draft League Joust tournament. It looks like the game has finally started. We are through the picks and ban phase. Everyone, hallelujah! Thank Hindu Man for that one. It is me, Joy Wolf, and Kingfisher here for the last game of the day, And what do you think of these team comps?
Definitely excited to see something new. We do see a Nike run back. It's not going to be on DarkeFoxWolf, but instead BurpleNurple, who was piloting the Tian last round. Just like you said, you did call that Demibro would go to a mage, and a mage he did. Also seeing Cabrakan for the first time in a while, been banned out pretty heavily. And on the other side, DarkeFox did absolutely insane on Eset during their first game, so want to run that back. Now Tian and an Izanami. That's going to give them a lot of wave pressure really early. But do you think they're going to translate that early game lead into a win here, Joy?
Well, it looks like the Izanami is actually getting poked out rather hard, as with the Tian. They're actually going to, Quadratic is actually going to be able to hopefully strip away this blue buff for them. They did indeed steal away the blue buff. And they have reached level 4 first, which means ultimates should be coming first for the order side team, which is a huge, huge boon to them if they look to continue this early pressure.
Especially with the ultimates they have, the Sanctified Field from Olorun is a game changer. And especially on a map like Joust, where it's one lane, very limited jungle, that's going to span the entire lane. There is no getting out of that field unless you pop beads and pray. Cabrakan ult as well now. Izanami getting a good dash away. Tian taking the Poco.
Yeah, this Izanami just keeps getting absolutely chunked. Really unfortunate for her. She hasn't had a chance to. Ult's already out for the Quadratic, and they're going in.
Oh
they have the advantage. They're 2 levels up, and they are taking it. Nike jumping in, and Olorun finishing off that kill. The Eset piloted by DarkeFoxWolf was poked out pretty low, but unable to finish up where the Quadratic's team.
Yeah, and if you're a Quadratics fan, you gotta love that engage 1 kill really early on. Onto the Izanami too. I think probably the one character you really want to focus on keeping behind. So Quadratics are gonna be happy with that one. You know, ooh, Whirlwind to Rage of Steel, bring Cabrakan back. Do they have enough to kill him?
I don't think so, especially with that shell being popped. There is no way that Cabrakan dies now. He is safe and sound out unless he decides to turn around and re-engage, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, an Izanami ultimate maybe, but I think Izanami dying first really limited her farm. Oh, Cabrakan's staying close though. If I'm Templar, I'm just backing under tower here. You're still gonna have pressure when you come back.
Yeah, that is a little risky, a little saucy on his part, but even in this 2v3 without Pile of Laundry having ults and a bit of a level disadvantage, Quadratic are able to just sit here in 2v3. Nike jumps out. She is now safe as both teams have grouped up as 3. Ultimates for both teams. Only ones down are Whirlwind of Rage and Steel and
Sanctified Fields.
Yes, thank you. Sanctified Fields.
Okay, it's a hard name to remember. Hard name to pronounce too. I can't tell you how many times I've butchered that. We're gonna butcher those. Tian is looking to absolutely chop up this red buff, and he's gonna get it too.
Yeah.
Steal from FPS to bring back a little bit of control.
The Cabrakan ult was forced out, and as is the Izanami ult. Izanami rather low and out of mana. It doesn't look like she has much of an impact as the Cabrakan is moving towards this blue buff. They are looking again to start out the farm of the Pile of Laundry team. And again, they're going to secure the enemy blue.
Yeah, good move by Spark backing there. Already down 1 level to the entire enemy team. 2 levels now to most of them. In fact, all of them. So definitely smart. Playing more conservative. And Izanami, I think one of the picks that, while you really want her to be in front, still can do extremely well from behind. That leap is going to get her out of all of those enemy ultimates. The silence on that ultimate is insanely valuable. And a stun means in 1v1s, Demibro's going to have to be playing really well to take down Spark.
Indeed. That Izanami is always a ever-present threat. So, definitely something to watch out for.
Ooh, and already a Phantom Shell out of the Eset. I love it getting it this early, especially on a game like Joust, where you have a lot more gold for every second. I believe it's 6 instead of 3. Definitely can afford to get the Relic upgrade here, and a Stone of Binding as well.
Yeah, just goes to show that DarkeFox is looking to again lock down the enemy, as she I believe she piloted the Nox game 1. Am I mistaken in that?
No, she played Nox game 1 and played the Eset as well, back all the way in round 2 of the playoffs.
Yeah, she's trying to lock people down again, which she's been able to do really efficiently. Just a little bit of poke being exchanged here. Both teams posturing around the Chaos side tier 1 tower. Not a whole lot coming out of it, but
and a little bit concerning that Quadratics is out poking them. I think Spirit Ball and Izanami's line attack both really, really good for kind of damaging far away enemies. Baiting out the Bull Demon King, Cabrakan's gonna find a massive ult.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. Big brain play coming out to combine the ults of Cabrakan and Olorun to completely isolate DarkeFoxWolf and take her out of the fight. Nice little bait.
Yeah, very good job. And I do want to give a little bit of credit to DarkeFoxWolf. A lot of Esets in that scenario, I know I would have just kind of panicked and put down your ultimate. So really glad to see she did keep that. And now is going to have it for the next Bull Demon fight. Her team being poked out a little again. Tian on about 2/3 health.
Yeah, this Cabrakan is just allowing so much space for the Quadratic team. He is doing so much. Templar has had such a better game than he did than game 2. But Nike just pushing people around using that humongous shield to just secure that, secure the space to secure the red buff for her team. Izanami ult is out, but it really didn't look like it.
Great ultimate.
Yeah, great pull from the Xing Tian to seal the fate of Mr. Templar. SrgtKillerSpark finishing off that kill. Nike's still in the fray until she jumps out.
Yeah, and great
right
job.
Now we
by
have a
P.O.L
2v3 for the Quadratic team.
Yeah, and great job by P.O.L, really answering that one back. Insane pull by that Xing Tian. He had gotten Olorun's beads, I think, earlier in that fight. Might have been the one before it. But yeah, knew those would be down. Also, just for fun, kind of dragged the Cabrakan with him. And we're able to eliminate one. May have been better to get the Olorun. You would have a bit more wave pressure. But regardless, Templar's absence really allowing them to kind of get the wave here and maybe start looking towards that Bull Demon King or get some wards on it.
And not only that, but they got their own blue buff, which is always nice. Get that little bit of mana sustain, but also the golden XP for one of your players, or if you're splitting it, members of your team.
Yeah, now interested to see kind of what Quadratic does here. Cabrakan's still playing very aggressive, and they baited out that Bull Demon King twice. Maybe that's a little bit of strategy, making P.O.L just think they aren't going to do it and being able to sneak it one of these times. But Sanctified Fields is up, and I'd really like to see this Olorun kind of use that on cooldown. It's such an impactful ultimate, especially on such kind of a condensed map.
Olorun is coming back from base, so we'll see if a team fight breaks out and he's able to use it. Izanami getting a nice little chunk of damage on the Cabrakan. Huge! Again, this combo of putting up the walls with Cabrakan and then the Sanctifying Fields to just trap them in there, make sure that they can't get out anyway, allows Demi to finish off DarkeFoxWolf. Big whirlwind of Rage and Steel coming out, getting the beads of Olorun, and throwing the other two members of Quadratic underneath the tower, but not really a whole lot done with it. Big stuns coming out of Cabrakan. That seems to be their most popular form of engagement so far. You usually see the Cabrakan up front like this, so they've been leaning a lot on him to engage.
Yeah, and I love that Olorun ult. That's exactly what he has to do with it. Shut down the entire lane. If you remember, Eset pushed all the way over to that wall on the left side of the mid lane there. So doing a great job just kind of zoning her out. Didn't even need the slow from the ultimate, just had to get her in position where he could then capitalize. It's a great job from the Olorun, as he has all 3 kills for his team.
Yeah, and Olorun is one of those gods where you don't mind seeing that. A fed Olorun is a happy Olorun, and a fed Olorun wins you games.
Oh, I like that saying. Somebody has to get that one printed on a t-shirt. Now, a little bit more stalemating, about 1,500 gold lead for Quadratic. Now, Olorun again on this left side. The Bull Demon King is such a big and important objective. I want to see both teams go for it. Olorun might be caught out. No mana silenced out. Olorun should fall. And he will.
Yeah, Spirit Ball will take him out. He was just up there by himself. His frontline tanks had backed, so I'm a little surprised they're not. Pile of Laundry aren't going to the Bull Demon. They secure their blue buff, but your blue buff hasn't been under duress.
Yeah, I'm glad to know Demibro's feeling confident there. Maybe not the right spot to feel confident at. Now his team not going to have much damage to contend with this push. And already, they don't want the Bull Demon King. Instead, looking towards this tier 1. If they can get a wave, might be possible. But with Demibro up and with Sanctified Fields now, I think P.O.L Laundry didn't quite do enough off of that kill to kind of justify it.
I mean, it is always nice to take your opponent off the battlefield and get them, hold that thought as Cabrakan hits a huge wall on 3 people. DarkeFox is trapped in the Sanctified Field. There's no way she's getting out as BurpleNurple picks up the kill on the Eset. Izanami poked out to around half, but Tian is full with an ult, but it seems he is backing, so he will not be in this fight until he returns to lane. And with that, Cabrakan is back, and he's at everyone on Quadratic is headed right for the Bull Demon King. Will they be able to secure it? Is Izanami back? IJustWantFPS is coming back, but will he be able to do enough? Tian isn't really a god known for being able to secure objectives. Good ult though to buy time for his team. That's probably the best thing he could have done. Just buying that time. And then a huge Izanami ult. Olorun is being chased down. A little bit of boxing, body blocking. Nike taking out SrgtKillerSpark, but Demibro then falling to this DarkeFoxWolf Eset that we've seen time and time again putting in work.
Yeah, and that was an incredible play by IJustWantFPS. Couldn't have done anything smarter than Tian. Can't really steal an objective, so next best thing, just completely take them off of it. Really well done buying time, and Izanami did die, but trading out for Demibro, that's one you like, a level down. Put that Olorun further behind and farm. Now Eset avoiding Cabrakan. Oh, that's funny, I like that.
This Cabrakan has been playing extremely aggro. I mean, he used the cooldown for his ult, but like, it's looking like they might be able to actually take out this Eset, making me eat my words a little bit. It didn't seem like they would really have gotten anything from the time bought by Templar using his ult in the jungle earlier, but DarkeFoxWolf will fall to the Nike. Woman of Rage and Steel is out though, beats from Olorun, he's nice and safe, nothing to worry about. It's a 2v3. I wonder what they'll do next. Are they gonna push tower, head to the Bull Demon King? Nike's still just in the front line rolling it up. She's a level up and she's feeling it. Tian and Nike just trading autos at this point, but not really much else happening as Quadratics head to the Bull Demon King.
Yeah, and I think really wisely too, looking at the enemy comp, if you, even with a man advantage, they didn't even get under that tier 1 tower. Izanami just holding out too strong, being a too strong, about to fall. Now again, Cabrakan coming over for the kill. I think this is a really good opportunity to start up that Demon King. Especially you have Cabrakan ultimate, you have Olorun ultimate. If they step up for it, they die. You can really easily bait a fight there. But they're all gonna back instead. Maybe a little missed opportunity?
I wouldn't say that. The Quadratic health bars are pretty low, so I can understand wanting to play it safe. To be fair, this is the finals. This is for all the marbles. You want that first place prize, so I can understand being a little hesitant. You know, you don't even have a full 1,000 gold lead, so at this point, I can definitely understand it.
Yeah, definitely. Probably the time to be safe rather than sorry. Templar giving a little courtesy wave. But no, they are going to be looking for this tier 1 tower still. And I don't know how useful this is. Honestly, I don't see any scenario breaking the tower without minions. Olorun gets pulled in.
Yeah, but really not a lot of stress on his life. I don't know. He did not have beads, but he really didn't even need to use them. Big Nike ult coming out, and a Cabrakan ult. All three ults down from the Quadratic, trapping everyone in that slow field of the Sanctified Field. Big knock-up on the Izanami. BurpleNurple able to finish off SrgtKillerSpark on the Izanami. Olorun being saved by that shell. Very nice support coming out from, I believe it was the Nike, making sure that Demibro was able to get out nice and safe.
Yeah, definitely would have been. I'm not so sure about the ults at 5. I mean, they walked right through the Cabrakan ult, and the Olorun was a little bit too far away for Sanctified Fields to have a huge impact. Luckily, though, they get a kill, so, I mean, 2 ults for a kill, always worth it, no matter how you use the ults.
Exactly. And I mean, it was set up really nicely by the Nike slow as well. So good on her to really initiate that team fight.
Yeah, now, is this finally the... Oh, no, it's not. He baited us, dang it. I thought Demi was going for the Bull Demon King. Not yet. Whenever it happens, this is going to be a glorious day for the casters, because that Tier 1 tower has remained untouched for 16 minutes.
Exactly. Both sides, Tier 1 tower looking rather healthy. The first 2 games were both done rather quickly, so they decided, we're going to take this one long. We're just going to duke it out for a little bit, farm it up, and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Nike
definitely.
is zoning out the Xing Tian, although he does get past her. Olorun is able to pick up the red buff despite it all. So nice little boon to his damage as his ult is coming up, so they may be looking for team fight time here soon.
Yeah, and there is an insane amount of anti-heal. I'm just realizing this on a Pile of Laundry, 2 Divine Ruins, and a Pesty. Nike dropped it really low.
Yeah, Nike just got shredded. Big ult to keep her alive, you know, that ginormous shield that everyone hates. But able to disengage safely. I don't know if backing there is the call, but right now she is safe under her Tier 1 tower. Cabrakan as well is falling low, but looks like they're all going to be chased out. Will Xing Tian be punished though? He went in deep. Oh, shell was popped, but and BurpleNurple falls instead of, well, there went IJustWantFPS, but still, sheesh, that was a nail biter.
Yeah, and again, maybe Quadratic's taking a little bit too long now. They are down in gold. They've had a really good lead all game, but not doing anything with it. Finally, Pile of Laundry able to break through what's up until now been a really, really, really tight defense. Nike just extending a bit too far, maybe getting impatient.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see that the tower fell. Let's be real. It was the first objective of the, and I'm happy to see it gone. It's just a little break from the stalemate.
Tired of seeing only red buffs. That's okay though. I won't lie, not the team I expected to have the objective pressure early, but I mean they've got it. And now taking out those little oracles. Still back to a 3-on-3, but no Sanctified Field. If I'm Pile of Laundry here, this is the engage you need. Might take it. Nike again getting separated.
Yeah, this Nike is engaging and just getting poked out so much. I don't know if you can actually afford to back here. I mean, the enemy team is on the Bull Demon King, and Cabrakan and Olorun have to be calling that out. You still have ult. You're still over half HP. I don't know why you backed as Xing Tian jumps into the Olorun, but he hits the knockup. Xing Tian throwing Olorun around as Quadratic is just hard trying to retreat. Pile of Laundry is running them down. Templar falls as well.
If they can kill Nike, it might be game.
That very well could be game. I don't think they'll get it, but they definitely get the Phoenix here.
I honestly think they end. There's 40 seconds. They have time.
Yeah,
Are we
they
gonna
don't
see
have
it?
they don't
We're
have a
gonna
wave,
see it.
but they can. I don't know about this.
I like the attempt just because I don't think Nike can punish them at all for this. If they're not successful, worst comes to worst, all three of them die. I mean, they're not going to be up in time, and they're going to
Titan
kill
as
the
well.
Titan.
They're gonna finish. We expected this game to go long. That was a sub 20 game.
And the
Holy.
finals are over. Pile of laundry on a gaming chair is your kickoff Joust event champions.
Congratulations to Pile of Laundry. What a game. 5 minutes ago, if you told me, yeah, Pile of Laundry wins in 20 minutes, I wouldn't have believed you. What a quick turnaround from them. I guess that is the nature of Joust, though, but whew.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd believe it after game one either. I mean, Quadratic Equation looks so dominant. But really, props to Pile of Laundry. Definitely sticking in there with their mentals and 40,000 damage from the Izanami. That is exactly the finish we needed out of SrgtKillerSpark.
Exactly. That Nike wanted to keep engaging, but she just got poked out and blown up as soon as she did. She was almost always, every time we were looking at the Nike, half HP. And SrgtKillerSpark just did a wonderful job of utilizing his team's CC to be able to pump damage into that Nike.
Yeah, definitely. And still, very solid game from both teams. I know this is just kind of a preseason event, but if this is any indication of what this Conquest season is going to be like, I'm excited.
Yeah, this was truly a showcase of the skill of some of the future prospects for the league, and I am really excited to see what everyone will be able to do come regular season time.
Yeah, and speaking of regular season time, before we take off, we do still have a couple announcements. Obviously, this was kind of a paid tournament, so the Pile of Laundry takes home 2,000 gems and exclusive Smite Draft League merch. I can't wait to see that. And even for placing second place, they are gonna walk away with 1,600 gems. So not bad for a 6-hour day at Joust. And on top of that, if you guys haven't seen some of the screens floating around, the Season 1 signups for the Smite Draft League do close on September 23rd. So make sure anybody that wants to play, you're getting signed up by then. If you have anybody that wants to play, make sure to send them over to our Discord. I believe you can find the link in the bio here, and there is a permanent invite code in there. And further than that, I think we're still looking for more casters and cam operators. So if it's something you want to give a try, or even something you want kind of tips on, want to join the team, please do reach out to us through the Discord or anything like that. We'd love to hear from you. But Joy, before we take off, is there any last things you want to mention?
Just thank you to everyone for tuning in for such a long day. We really appreciate all the subscriptions, donations, and gifted subs. It was quite the stream, so we appreciate all your generosity.
Yeah, thank you to everyone playing for making such an entertaining day, and thank you to everybody watching for making this an incredible first stream. Make sure you stay tuned for more scouting games, in-season games, and once it actually picks up a lot more content from us. That being said, I'm Kingfisher, and from me, Joywolf, and Nooblet on the camera, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a great rest of your night.